Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of Chips and Talk. Grab a snack. Let's chat. That was a little too passionate there. Let's chat. But it's true. Let's chat, please. I am SuperJesusJackson, your host, of course, your favorite man-child. For those of you watching on YouTube, thank you so much. You get to see my beautiful face. For those of you streaming the podcast on Google Podcasts, which I'm actually not on yet, but I will, I promise. Or do I? Spotify, Apple Music. Thank you so much there as well. Please leave a nice review if you are enjoying this podcast, because chances are if you're listening to episode 10, or actually, yeah, you probably, that's actually not true, because, some people go into a podcast or something and, they won't go all the way back to episode 1. They're just going to listen to the episode 11 or 13. But that's probably more for conversation style podcasts, but obviously like true crime and narrative style podcasts, of course, you're going to go all the way to episode 1. But, with my podcast, you could start at episode 10 and it would be fine. But thank you so much anyways. If by the end you enjoy this podcast, please leave a review. And if you want to see my beautiful face, go to my YouTube, SuperJesusJackson. That is my name there and everywhere. Yeah, but let's see. So this podcast, what we do, it's literally in the name, okay? We grab a snack. In this case, I got myself chips, and the name of the podcast is Chips and Talk. I don't think I've ever said this before, but it comes from chips and guac. That's where I got it from, because I used to think that that's what it was actually called, like chips and wok. Like, I thought that's what I thought it was like that's something that people did. Like, they went to like this restaurant and got like to-go chips, and like I just thought that was a thing. And so, but my friend was like, no, I meant guac, like guacamole, and I was like, God damn it. So, but I got that. So that's where it comes from. But yeah, so we literally get chips or any snack of your liking. That's why at the end it does say grab a snack. Just you get a snack of your liking. Last episode, I believe I had ice cream. So whatever it is, it counts. Bread. I love bread. Bread is my favorite thing in this entire world. So tell me what you're getting in the comment section. I think you can leave a comment on the pod. No, I think it's just reviews. It's just reviews. But if you're on YouTube, please leave a comment. Let me know what snack you are getting. And so then we go on the internet to randomtopic.com generator, whatever, and of course generates a random topic, and we discuss. It's literally the most genius podcast idea you have ever heard. Okay, this is incredibly unique. No one's ever done this before. That's right, no one. Except me, of course. But anyways, the chips that I have, and I actually have chips. It's been like 2 or 3 episodes, I think, where I don't have chips. But I have chips, okay? There we go. Doritos, Flamin' Hot. These are relatively new, I believe. Maybe like 2 years old, probably at this point. But these are a thing, okay? And I guess this can either tell you how boring my life is or how interesting it is. But I literally got out of work and I was like, I gotta buy those chips, because I saw it it was it's sponsored by, not sponsored. It was an ad. I saw an ad on the internet or something. And I was like, whoa, there's Flamin' Hot Doritos. Like, I love Cheetos. They're like my favorite chips, right? And which is a broad term, okay, but I was like, holy crap, because they're the same company, of course, Frito-Lay. So they're gonna combine the two giants, Doritos and Cheetos. And I'm surprised. They've probably done it before in the past, but I'm surprised that in my lifetime, I realized that they were doing something like this. And I'm pretty sure they were new at the time, right? And so I went to the gas station. I filled up my gas, but also got the chips, okay? It wasn't like I stopped at a gas station just to get these chips, although I probably would have done that anyway. But I ended up getting them, and they were super spicy. Now, I'm Hispanic, okay? I'm Mexican. Spice is in my blood, okay? At least spiciness, that is. I have definitely tapered down on the spicy stuff. I used to go the mile with that, to the point where I would get like stomach cramps and stuff. Like it was bad. So I stopped, and then I had like the stomach bug or whatever, and I don't fucking know. But I basically have let go of spiciness for the most part, but I do, it's in me. Like I love spicy stuff. Like, so, even in my food, like if I can get a spicy chicken sandwich, I'll get it, I won't go overboard with it. I will try not to, but with these chips, man, it was super spicy, but it was great. Like I loved it. It was such a good spice. They reminded me of like Doritos, like Tapatio, like that type of flavor to them. And it was that thing where I just wanted to like chug down water, but eat more, and it was spicy, and the water just made them taste better. I don't know, it's just weird. I'm weird. Am I weird? Probably. But anyways, let me give you that ASMR action. My face on the camera as I wrinkle. Yeah, and obviously they're bright red. See that right there? Isn't that beautiful? I think that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love it so much. Thumbnail time. Just silence. That's the thumbnail right there. That's the thumbnail. That's the thumbnail. Shout out to the people who know where that's from. But here we go. So I got some chips here. I probably will be eating some. I'm going to be watching The Batman later today. So this will be fun. But here we go. Let's go to Google. Generate random topic. Let's do it. What were you really into when you were a kid? Okay, that's a super general topic, but I'm totally down for that. Totally down for that. It gives me a lot of room to explore my psyche and have a therapy session with all of you. Do I speak too fast, by the way? I think that when I'm alone and not with Ferguson or another guest, like I tend to be a little slower of a talker, but when I'm alone, like, I don't fucking know. I'm crazy. When I'm alone, I feel like I tend to speak very, very quickly. Oh, God. Don't you just love background noise? I love it. It's my beautiful mom, my beautiful mother. Anyways, hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully it's not too much. But anyways, so here we go. What was I into when I was a kid? Well, I can tell you that when I was a kid, I was into kid stuff. Crazy enough. I was into the toys. I was into, although I rarely got toys. I'll tell you that much. I rarely got toys, and whenever I did, I feel like it was kind of a chore for my parents to get me toys. Geez, this is really going to turn into a therapy session over here, but it's true. I remember my dad, I really wanted this like Buzz Lightyear, and we were at Target, and I really wanted it, and I was being kind of a bitch. I was like, come on, I really want it or whatever, and I think I took it to the cashier or something. Oh, I don't know what happened. I think he was trying to find out how much it was or something, and I was really like being like, I want it, and he ended up buying it, and he was like pretty mad at me or whatever on the ride home, and like he went to sleep on the couch, and I was like trying to open my toy, and he ended up helping me, but after I bugged the shit out of him, and yeah, it was a bad day. Maybe I wasn't being an annoying kid. I mean, I don't remember, but like, I think I was okay. I just wanted a fucking toy, but I don't know. I mean, sometimes you do have to put a stop to a kid, but I guess this is how I know that it was not really my fault. It was just me being a kid, and I really genuinely wanted this toy because I rarely ever got one like that, like I don't really remember a time where like I went to the store and I got a toy. Like that's not a memory in my head. And so, oh God, if you can see and hear my visible anger, at the background noise, I don't know what to, oh God. I love my mother. I love her. That's what you got to do when someone annoys the shit out of you. You just say, I love you. Just ingrain that into your head. Anyways, maybe this is a perfect time for me to just show how much anger I have from my childhood. But no, so there was a lot of that, but I guess I guess I can't really say I was into toys. Well, of course I was into toys as I was a kid. But I was into music. I remember having this fucking cheap ass MP3 player that had music in it. I didn't even know how to put music in it. It just had music in it, and I would just have headphones on and I listened to whatever the fuck was on it. And it was one of those, like, it wasn't an iPod. Like, it was like a fucking MP3 like digital player or something. It was weird. Like, it was like orange and shit. I should probably try to find it online because it would be some nostalgia trip. But no, I was into video games a lot. Okay, I will say that. Video games were like the talk of the town for SuperJesusJackson. They really were. I started with Nintendo 64, SNES, Super Nintendo Entertainment System. For those of you who may not know that acronym. And then, I got some Nintendo 64, PlayStation 1, and then I got introduced to PlayStation 2 and stuff like that. And so I never got the PS3 or the 360, the next gen consoles at the age where a lot of kids got them. So like like when I was like 13 or 12, like a lot of kids already had the 7th generation. Is it? I think it was the 7th generation. Yeah, the 7th generation consoles. I like they did. Don't quote me on the generation thing, but they did. But I didn't. I was still stuck on the PS2, and it wasn't until I was like 14 or something where I got my PS3 or something. And I bought it with my own money, really. For the most part. Don't ask me how I did it, but I did it. And I traded in my Wii and shit. It was a ton of fucking games. Traded in almost basically everything and still had to pay because fucking GameStop, right? And so, I ended up getting PS3 and that was amazing. It was fantastic. I loved it so much. It ended up getting stolen, but, but video games were a huge part of my childhood and adolescence. A little bit too much. I mean, I still did a lot of productive things. I sang a lot. That's also a huge thing. I sang a lot. I was active, really, in performing around my city. And then I eventually went to a performing arts school and stuff. But I was still playing. Like, playing video games was pretty much a huge part of my life, really. And I wished I would have done something else. I not done something else. I wish video games would have been a part of my life, but I wish I would have done music lessons or, instrument classes, dance, something, other than the stuff that I was doing in my performing arts school, which was a lot of, singing and dancing and stuff, but I wanted to do it kind of outside of school, at least now, retrospectively. When I was a teenager and when I was in middle school or whatever, I didn't want to do that shit. I wanted to fucking play, right? And that's the one thing that I wish my parents would have been hard on, is kind of push me to do recreational activities. I guess recreational, or, I guess more productive activities. And so, hey, look, at the end of the day, I know that, we're not supposed to blame our parents for the things that happen, but at the same time, you blame your parents. Like, that's just what you gotta do. But I realize that that's not a healthy mindset anymore. I'm like 23 years old, so, like, it's not healthy for me to be doing that. But, it's just the truth. It's what affected me when I was a kid. And it inevitably affects who I am now, so it's a part of me, And so in a way, it is kind of like, well, fucking goddamn it. But at the end of the day, it's not their fault. I know that. Or is it? No, whatever it is. Whatever happened, right? And so... I'm really getting deep over here, man. I might start crying on this bitch. But no, I wish I would have spent my time a little bit more productively. I'm not going to lie. It really took the pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic, in order for me to start actually being productive and start uploading on YouTube and making music and making art, putting things on the internet, leaving my imprint on the world. And I just wish I would have been able to somehow do that. I performed. I did, and this was outside of school, not just in that performing arts school or in middle school, because I still performed in middle school. But I still performed, through various venues across the city. And it wasn't like I was performing big gigs or anything. It was like fucking community events, and like sometimes I'd sing at the mall and shit, you know? Like, so it's kind of like that. Sometimes I got really nice gigs, and one time I really did this cool gig at this casino. I was like probably 11 or 12 or something. It was really cool. It was probably the biggest venue I probably ever played. I just sang one song. It was like this kind of variety show, or it was like an established show that these like this kind of Frank Sinatra-esque group did, and they would invite like one kid or something from this one voice teacher, and it was so funny because a lot of the network at that time, like I was really in a good network, like, and if I just would have stayed with it, like, it would have been really great. Unfortunately, it was expensive because the voice teacher, yeah, it was pretty expensive. But my dad just kind of decided not to take me anymore because again, it was expensive. But had I stayed there, I don't know, maybe my life would have been a little different, which is insane when you think about it, you know? Because now I look at a lot of people in my friends list and stuff who are still in that network. A lot of my friends who went to this performing arts school, they are associated with those people that I used to mess around with. Yeah, that I used to mess around with when I was like 11 or 12, you know, and so it's crazy to think that I just didn't stick with it. Had I stuck with it, I don't know, maybe I would have been a popular kid. Maybe I would have been like fucking someone. Or maybe not, you know, because a lot of those kids are still they're not like famous or anything, you know. But perhaps, you know, they maybe are more productive than me, or maybe they were more productive than me. And I don't know, maybe they actually know how to write music, you know, and I don't, you know, there's a lot of things here. This topic is getting really, really personal. It's kind of uncomfortable in a way, but at the same time, it's okay, you know, because it's the truth, and whatever the truth is the truth. Anyways, so singing, video games, comics were a little bit apart. Not really. It was really more in my 13, 14-year-old self that was the Superman comics. That's what I collected the most. And then I stopped collecting comics. I didn't really read them. I just collected them, which is interesting. I read, I think I read a good amount of them, but the majority I just collected. And then, you know, I just kind of stopped. But I don't think I ever want to pick that up again. I think right now I'm really into collecting PlayStation Vita games for damn sure. For those of you who don't know what a PlayStation Vita is, you definitely should, because it's a fucking masterclass of a device. Okay, it really is. But I haven't taken a bite of these Doritos here. Let me do that right now, actually. Ooh. Oh, shit. Look at that. Look at that disparity. Interesting. Oh, shit. I don't want to be spilling shit. You never want to be spilling red shit, you know? You really don't. Let me tell you. Ooh, that is spicy. Let me tell you, though. So good. So good. Corny goodness. And you know, it's that thing where it's like a spicy chip, and so I love like the ones with all the powder on them. It's so good. But that's also what fucks you up the most, you know, in the restroom way later. So that's interesting. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of what else I was into when I was a kid. Let me get my water here. Oh, fuck. I don't want to get out of focus here. It's annoying when I get out of focus, but I'm trying to think here. I'll tell you this one story that I was kind of leading into with the whole video game stuff, but I ended up sidetracking myself. But it's an interesting story, and I kind of want to leave it here forever, so I can forever go back and hear it. But one time, you know, because I told you I didn't have 7th generation systems, PS3, 360, like in my early life, I guess. But this kid actually had a PS2. And I don't think I didn't have one at the time. But this kid, I went to this guy's house because my dad he was getting his car fixed in this like terrible fucking area. Now that I think about it, because it's so funny, like when you're a kid, like you go through all these places and you don't really fucking think anything of it until way later, like as you're growing up in the same city and you're like, oh fuck, that place was fucked. Like what was I doing over there? But anyways, so we were around this area, this house. My dad was getting his car fixed or something, and I went into this kid's the house, and this kid was playing PlayStation 2. They just bought the system for him, and and in the same house, I think this other kid had a GameCube or something. I don't fucking remember. But this one of the older kid, he had the PS2 and he was playing Dragon Ball or something. Like the fighting Dragon Ball games on PS2 that a lot of people loved. Budokai or whatever the fuck. And I think I don't know what it is, but like I think I asked something or someone said something. I don't know what I think the mom was there and like the dad were they're just watching him play, which is fucking weird because they're Hispanic, and like if you fucking know, if you're Hispanic, your mother doesn't give two shits about you fucking playing Nintendo, because that's what she would call it. Everything is Nintendo to them, right? And so I was just like wow, this kid actually has a family. Like, I was like, wow, that's cool. Obviously, I didn't think of that at the time, I guess, retrospectively, but it was weird, And I don't know what it is, if I said something or whatnot. I might have said something, but I don't remember exactly what I said. I just know that someone said something. I think his mom was like, oh, like, this is the PS2. Like, do you have one or something? And I was like, oh, yeah, like, I think I'll get one or something later. I don't know, my family, I don't know. And the kid just said, like, nobody asked you. I clearly, I think, remember him saying that. Now, I was a kid, okay? And I know that when you're a kid, like, you could fucking mix up shit or whatever. But, like, look, all I know is that it was bad, and it kind of hurt me. I was like, oh, that kid said something bad to me. And it wasn't until as I was growing up that I realized what he had said, that it was probably bad. And it's just so funny how when you're a kid, you don't really know how to rationalize things. Or you don't really know how to comprehend things. And as you're growing up, your brain starts to comprehend it for you more and more and more. And you are still affected by what happened to you when you were a kid. It's a fucking like implant in your like, memory / behavioral / sociological DNA, like it's in there and it starts manifesting itself as you start growing up. And then you get a grasp of what that moment meant to you. Of what it really means, I guess, right? And so I was like, and then as I started growing, I was like, fuck that kid. Like as I was starting to get older, I was like, fuck that kid, And now I have a PlayStation 5 that I bought with my own money. And you know what, boy? You probably don't have a PlayStation 5 because they're hard as fuck to get. Actually, that's not true. They're not hard as hell to get anymore, but they were, and I probably got one when it was hard as hell for you to get. And I got it in a way that, I didn't scalp it, okay? I didn't scalp it. I got it in a bundle, so it was a little bit more expensive than it needed to be. So, it's a flex. It's a flex. I got it. That's right. You probably don't have one still. You're probably still on your fucking PS4 Pro. Yep, that's right. That's right. I said it. And I'm not playing Dragon Ball, I'll tell you that much. I don't play that shit. I'm playing Gran Turismo 7 and Ratchet and Clank. No. I had to do that. Okay? I had to put that on video and an audio for me. Okay, this is for me. Okay, this is for me and for you, but mostly for me. But no, if you're hearing kid, I'm still calling you a kid. You were older than me, definitely. I called you boy and everything. That's fucking hilarious. No, look, no hard feelings, man. I totally understand, I hope you enjoyed. I'm glad your family was there for you. Now that I think about it, I'm actually thinking about this moment a little bit more right now, here with you and I. Therapy going on right now. I I commend his family. They bought him something that he really wanted. My sister really was the only one who bought me something, who bought me a gaming system. My parents never really did it. It would have meant a lot to me if they did. But, they did it for you. That's awesome. And they were with you while you were playing your new game. That's really awesome, actually. And maybe my anger is partly fueled by that. Who knows? Definitely, who knows? Definitely. But no, hope you're doing well. And I hope you still have your PS2 in your game, because it was probably a cool moment for you. But, it's kind of fucked up what you said to me. At least I think maybe you didn't even say anything. At least not fucked up. But there's a reason why I remember it that way. But no hard feelings. I forgive you because you're probably a good person now. At least I hope so. You're probably still a good person then. You're a fucking kid. So whatever. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode 10 of Chips and Talk. I am quickly running out of time here. I have 40 seconds. It feels like I'm on the fucking radio. But it's a good exercise. But thank you so much. Please leave a review. Like this video if you're on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoy this content. I'm going to go watch The Batman. Hopefully you're going to go watch The Batman as well. And hopefully it's fucking good. I've heard it is. But there we go. I'm going to eat one more chip. And we'll call it a day. Actually, no, I'm not. But we'll call it a day. I love you. Please take care. Stay safe. And until next time, I love you. Leave a comment down below. Leave a review. Do it. Do it now.